If you're interested in having more control when you're just around the green like this, which we all know should be quite straightforward, but very often we feel out of control. If you want to be in control, then this tip is for you. My name is Scott Cranfield. I'm from Intuitive Golf. To make sure you don't miss the videos in the future, please do subscribe and follow. So let's get into what this is all about. You see, very often when we feel out of control, our wrists become overactive in the swing. The question is, why does that happen? Well, really, that is to do with the anatomy of how we use our arms and our wrists and our shoulders throughout the motion. You see, very often when we're tense, we put too much grip pressure on the handle there, and we don't actually involve the forearms or even the shoulders. And what happens is they're not supporting the wrist, and the wrist joint becomes very loose and very active. And so as a result, we end up getting quite flippy for many of us, and we end up there. As a result, we can catch into the ground or scoop it away here and end up thinning it across the back of the green. Okay, so quite simply, all I'm going to ask you to do is to be aware more of the forearms and the hands holding the club together. You see, from an anatomy perspective, you have tendons coming through your forearm into your hands to help you grip. But if you mentally don't make that connection, you may over grip in the hand part and not involve the forearm. So what I'd like you to simply do is to actually feel as though your forearms and your hands are helping to grip the club together. The moment you do that, what I think you'll find is much more integration of everything into your body together, even actually down through to your legs. And you'll start to feel a level of control, but also with a nice ability to feel. In other words, you won't lose your touch around the greens. In fact, it will get better. So quite simply, instead of just gripping through the hands where you get tight, and you might think, wow, I'm gripping it really tight to stop my wrist action, but because there's no connection through the rest of the body, they become very, very active. Okay, so quite simply, just bring awareness, feel as though your forearms and your hands are gripping together. And if you do that, you'll probably start to feel your whole body getting much more involved in the swing, and you will get a lot more control. So hope you found that useful, and hope you will let me know how you're getting on. I'd love to know, actually, if you go ahead and try that, what is your experience for you when you're around the greens? Please share your comments below.